It's the Unity Reunion Parade, Cookout, Line Dance Party, Backyard, Barbecue, Fish Fry, Vegan Soul, Black Business, Food Truck, Networking, Outdoor, Concert, Music Festival, Celebration of the Year, featuring Tidra Moses, Talib Kweli and Jay Walls, Marsha Ambrosius, Common and Pete Rock. Get tickets now at OhioBlackExpo.com. That's OhioBlackExpo.com.
African Diaspora News Channel will be broadcasting live. Join Phil Scott, Vicky Dillard, and Denisha Kay from C-Bus. Get your tickets today.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At CPRfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at CPRfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I'm usually known as Cinderella around your work.
Biggest misconception about you?
Nothing. It's all true. It's all true. It's all true. If you hear something, believe it. Like sometimes I'm just in it because like I want things on money. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
But in there's times where this guy's fine. Yeah. Like I want to have fun. Yeah. One thing about me, one thing about this whole industry is that you shouldn't care. I date mostly like married men, like because I don't have that type of time for you.
Oh yeah.
And you are married, you don't have that type of time for me. His wife, one day I just like 11 o'clock, I'm like, okay. She's like, my husband can't control himself, and you as a woman, you can't. I said, Mama, you can't even speak English, like, I can't even understand, like.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. The African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here Monday. Yes, we're going to get started with that too. But thank y'all for joining us today. We got a stream to talk about the folks today. You know that. We're going to get into their cultural appropriation because that's what they love to do, right? There's been some chatter about the term black fatigue. We're going to get into that term tonight. It's all over TikTok. And then, some of the envelopians have decided to start saying things on, hold on, let me lower this down here. Thank you. All right. They start getting into saying things, of just trying to take terms. So we're going to kind of go into just a recent history on something when it comes to a particular term. But I hope everybody, all the ladies who are mothers, I hope you had a great Mother's Day. My wife, gave her some gifts and my mother don't live where I'm at, so I was on the phone with my mother for 3 hours. 3 hours. I know, 3 hours we talked. So just catching up. So me and my mom, we don't talk every day. When we do, right? And we catch up for lost time. So, yeah, that'll be that. Also, you just saw the, promo for the Ghana trip. Ghana. We have 17 spots left now. Just to give you an update, 17 spots left. So jump on that ASAP before all your other counterparts. Get it, and then you thinking about it because, you always tell me, Phil, when's the next one? I'm going to go with y'all on the next one. And well, the next one's in November, and it's a $199 deposit. Jump on that ASAP. I also made sure, because somebody had told me, and thank you for telling me, he said, hey, can you put a banner or something on the site so I can actually maybe, if I need to find it or show somebody, no problem. That was taken care of today. So if you're on the site for whatever the reason, you can definitely access that link and everything. Of course, I'll put it in the pinned comment after the stream. I'll make sure that happens. Also, next month, the month of Juneteenth, Freedom Month, we're going to have our last promo of the year for the app, be the final promo of the year. No more promos after that to celebrate our, independence here in the United States of America. Like last time with Black History Month, from the 1st to the end of the month. After that, we're done no more for the year. So when we do have that, jump on that ASAP and get in while you can. All right. Bokar say your mama went to heaven. He said, but happy Mother's Day. Oh, okay. Well, definitely sorry to hear your mom's not here with you. Definitely sorry to hear that. We like they say, we all got to go that way eventually. I'd say, Lord, can you give me another 60 years? I'll be happy. 60 plus years. I'll be happy. I want to do everything that I need to do and things like that. Also, to the people that's on the app or could be watching this from the app, I'm going to stop the stream at a certain time. I want to show y'all something and get y'all opinion on something. So I'll shut it down on YouTube and y'all just stay and continue, and y'all, I'm going to get y'all opinion on something I'm working on. All right. So let's go on and get into it. Don't want to take much more of your time. All right. So this video is going around by this, white woman, and she's talking about black fatigue. Okay. Now, before we get into black fatigue, let's talk about the term woke. Let's get to that one first. We got to get to the term woke first. Now, we know woke was said among us, people who are, culturally conscious. People say, hey, man, stay woke, man. You got to do that. Say, hey, man, you woke on something. And we knew what that meant. We knew, hey, you woke to the system. You see through anti-black racism. You see through the microaggressions. You see through all of that, right? You're not asleep anymore. You woke, okay? So when we talk about things like that, it's always in the area of positivity, in the area of our revolutionary fight back, basically, when we say terms like woke. Well, when you have a group whose culture, because we got to teach this as culture, whose culture is to take good things and then ruin it, that's what happened with the term woke. So you got to remember, everywhere that culture has went, has it really brought any positivity? It don't matter where that culture has went in the world. It has not. You could say, okay, this place is a lot better because this particular culture has been there. It has not been better. They say it's better because of, you got more infrastructure and you have this, you got that. Yeah, you may, but what's the moral fabric of that area? How are people treated? Are people stressed out? Is the food better since you've been there? Is people's overall health been great since you've been there, right? But we've seen, hatred. We've definitely seen that. We've seen oppression. We've seen colonization, slavery. We've seen Jim Crow. We've seen immense terrorism. We've seen war, dropping bombs, taking out people's, duly elected leaders because they don't like them or they won't give them their resources. Like everywhere this culture has been going, it isn't. Oh, we're going to go liberate these people and you destroy the nation. How are you liberating a people and destroy the nation? How do you do that? You're not liberating a people by destroying their nation. How are they going to live? How are they going to go to school, go to work when their nations is flattened? When that leader that you so-called liberated them from the nation wasn't looking like that. But now it's a hellhole. Look at in Libya. Libya is a hellhole. It wasn't like that but when Muammar Gaddafi was alive. It was nothing like that. But you so-called liberating them. Look at Iraq. Iraq wasn't like the issues it has now when Saddam Hussein was alive. But you talking about you're going to liberate people. And everywhere you so-called liberate, you make it worse. You don't make it better. So that's like a track record that this particular culture has. They don't take nothing and make it better. They take something and just either destroy it, ruin it, or do something to it. So go back to the word woke. When black people said woke and saying woke to each other, it meant something positive. It wasn't nothing destructive. It wasn't a slur. It wasn't a term to put somebody down. It wasn't any of that. It was that for us just to stay quickened to the system that we're living in and dealing with. Now, I remember when Tucker Carlson started saying that. And I say, what is he talking about? Because, I watch all media, I said, why is he saying woke all of a sudden? And he started saying it repeatedly on Fox News. And then the rest of his clan start repeating it. And what woke turned into for them, not being awakened to the system, being awakened to anti-black racism, just being awakened all over the place, with just an awakening, right? No, woke became a term to them of what? Oh, you so woke because you call out anti-black racism. So that's a negative, right? If you did anything with diversity, oh, that's just woke policies. So being equal and fair with all people, including you, that's wrong. The term woke became wrong because how dare you call out anti-black racism? How dare you demand equality? How dare you want respect? How dare you want equal home loans, equal business loans, right? How dare you want accountability to police? Anything that's going to hold them accountable for their actions, that is woke, right? Oh, we don't want these woke policies. We don't want this woke this. And every time they said woke, it always was negative because you were calling them out. So they took the word woke, which was something very positive, and made it in their mouth a negative because you're calling them out. So now you're woke if you're calling out their anti-black racism. You're woke if you're calling out Shiloh Hendricks and her saying the N-word. You're woke every time you call them out. You're woke because to them, you must be asleep and just going along with everything. So they would take something that black people said and then try to make it even a slur, because they have to turn everything into a slur for them because they're not really brave enough. Like, at least I give Shiloh Hendricks this. She is at least brave enough to repeat the word when the dude says say it. I give her that. But most of them are not brave as she is, right? So they need to use words that's a slur. That's what they need to do. Okay? And because of that, give me a second. Just give me a second. I don't know. I heard my dog go crazy just now. I don't know what was wrong with my dog. Okay. My dog is fine. All right. So they take something positive and turn it into a negative, right? Now, we understand that. So much so black people didn't want to say the word woke no more because they amplified it on their media, all of them repeating. And then it's the crazy part. Like I have here. They don't like us, but constantly steal from us. You say that your culture is so much better and you have such a high IQ, and black people have a low IQ, right? But yet you keep taking from people that have a low IQ. That says what? You're not a progressive people. You don't innovate anything. You can't create anything without stealing it from the FBAs. And that's the one thing them and even others can't stand about FBAs, because we are extremely a progressive people. We don't do the same thing even from last year. You understand what I'm saying? We change our words, we change our style, we change our music, we change everything because we are creative people. See, when you are creative people, you don't have to do the same thing for 1,000 years. You don't have to wear the same clothes for 1,000 years, right? You don't have to wear the same shoes. You don't have to sing the same song. We create different genres of music. We can create anything. We are just not, I'm sorry, we're just not boring people. We're not boring. When somebody says, oh, you guys don't have no culture because y'all changed everything. No. We're just not boring. We're not boring. We're not wearing the same clothes, the same this, the same that, the same that. We have different eras and decades of clothing and changes we can look into that's part of our FBA culture. That's how fly we are. And every decade we set a trend. And everybody throughout the world follow our trend. That's another thing that a lot of them don't like, is that everybody follow us. We are the leader, whether they like it or not. You understand? And the folks follow our every lead. They watch everything that we produce. They're here listening right now. Hello, folks. Okay, I don't know. You say I'm having static? Okay, I got you. Do y'all hear do you hear my microphone now? Does it sound like static? Let me check it out. Hold on. Let me fix something. Give me a second. Yes, I'm getting messages by my mic. Hold on. Do you hear my microphone now? Does it sound like static? Let me check it out. All right. We good now. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for letting me know. I appreciate it. That's why I make sure to look at the comments sometimes. It's weird. Sometimes, it does that, so I have to shut it off. It's not YouTube. Sometimes I have to shut it off and then turn it back on. and that's that. But where was I before y'all start telling me about the microphone? Where was I? Y'all paying attention? Where was I? Because I got all twisted. Where was I at, y'all? Where was I at? Come on, y'all. Where was I at? That threw me off. Thank you, William. Thank you, William. So they can't even come up with new words. They use the same words. Think about it. They use the same stereotypes. What's the stereotypes? Fried chicken and watermelon. You black people with fried chicken. That don't even hit in it anymore. It does no like. Do you got anything else? Calling us the N-word. You've been doing that for hundreds of years. You can't come up with another word. You can't come up with anything new. Go back to Africa. We go to Africa all the time. We went to Africa a few weeks ago. We're gonna go back again in November. We ain't got no problem going. We go visit and come right back. Like so what's the problem? We ain't got a problem going to Africa. And notice they don't say that no more, go back to Africa. They never say that because we actually go all the time now. You don't have anything new. So you have to sit up here, watch everything we do, watch our dances, watch this, watch that. Like it's like, I wish I fully understood you, because if I don't like a person, first of all, I don't even watch them. I promise you. When I don't like somebody, I don't watch them. I don't subscribe to their channel. I don't follow them on social media. I don't look at anything they got going on. I promise you. There's some people I just don't agree with, and I don't watch their stuff. Unless you send it to me and say, hey, look at this. Okay, I'll look at it because you sent it to me. But as I'm going to actually say, let me go see what this person's doing. No. Why? I don't like them. They're not my cup of tea. So I don't like them. But I'm not a weirdo to sit up here and watch people I don't like and then repeat everything they say, but I don't like them. And now that I say I'm better than them, but how am I better if I'm repeating everything they say? That means they're better than me, because I got to take what they say. So when these people claim that they're better than you, but yet take everything they do, sound like we're better, because they repeat everything that we say. We don't repeat what they say. We don't even care, right? Now, let's get to this black fatigue thing that this woman made a video. It's kind of been going around. And she didn't, and from what I found out, she went on ahead and took the video down and was scared and all that. But let me warn all of you. Once you record yourself on this phone and you hit send, okay? You hit send, even in a text message. You're not in control who gets it after that point. Sure, you can take it down off your page, but it's on the internet now. It's on the internet. So it's going to be everywhere, right? And with all this modern technology and all this other stuff, it's easy to recover things. So let's play what this woman had to say real quick, because this is a conversation these people are having. So, we're gonna have a conversation with them. Let's play this.
Through somebody's bag and taking things that don't belong to them. Ask any kindergarten teacher. But I realize why so many people are wanting to defend this, because Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman. But what she did is not praiseworthy. But also on the same hand, please remember that every day that us white people get on this app, we get called racial slurs every single day. So if you don't want to be called a racial slur, you also have to stop calling people racial slurs. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. But for the love of God, please leave the children out of it. Adults are stupid. They're going to do stupid things. But you're a different level of stupid when you bring kids into it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, hydrattery, animalistic. This is why people have black fatigue. When you act like this. It's not normal behavior. People do stupid stuff. People say stupid stuff. That's life. It's not normal to threaten to unalive people because you don't like what they're doing. But here we are. People are getting sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired. We're tired of it. But then whining and complaining and acting like it's not your fault that you act that way. Yeah, we're kind of over it.
Okay. Let me go textbook definition of what this woman just literally took a term and she know what she was talking about. Now, the term black fatigue in its original culturally specific meaning, right, for FBAs, it's a cumulative physical, emotional, and psychological exhaustion. Basically, we exhausted. That FBAs experience as a result of navigating persistent systemic racism, intergenerational trauma, daily microaggressions, institutional inequities, and the burden of being expected to educate, endure, and perform despite these conditions. That's what black fatigue means, okay? And in other words, we just tired. But this woman tries to take that term that was originally created, basically in the book by Mary Frances Winters, her book, Black Fatigue, How Racism Arose to Mind, Body, and Spirit. That's where it first came. Now, she's not an FBA theorist per se, but her work echoes what FBAs, they say, has been long expressed through grassroots narratives and movements, okay? Now, black fatigue, as they say, isn't just about being tired. It's about being worn down by a system that never stops demanding your resilience while denying your humanity. They say it's a political, social, and spiritual exhaustion that many feel, but few systems are designed to address. But this woman wants to take the term and say black fatigue means these good white people so sick of black people. You see how they steal? It's the culture. Oh my Lord, it's the culture. I'm gonna drill that culture term in your head. And once again, I want to thank my African counterparts, really having conversations about culture in our meetings, right? Our meetings are very spirited places. It's really some enjoyable things in our meetings, and we've had many culture discussions. And it is one day it hit me. I said, "Wait a minute! It's not just." I said, "We always talk about racism." I said, "But no. That's a culture at this point, because when you're passing down the same mindset from slavery, and it's the same mindset here today in 2025, that's culture." Because you pass culture down to your children, to their children, to their children, to their children. That's culture at that point. That's not a one-off. That's not, oh, this person was that way. Because let me tell you something. No person is born having hatred toward anybody. No child hates anybody. That is taught. And part of that culture says, I'm going to teach the hatred of anti-black racism. Now, let me address something else. There are people who have said, I want to address you. Hey, Phil, listen, I am part of that community, but I'm not that way. I don't feel that way about black people or no group of people. I don't really like what my people be doing. They kind of outcast me. I've never been that way. And I believe you. I've met people like you in my life. I've appreciated talking with a lot of you. I've had some supporters who are part of the folks community. And the times I've met them, they've been very nice. They've been very nice people. Can't say nothing bad about them. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. There's two issues, okay? I wish you were the majority in your community. I wish you yourself, you and your mindset, all the people I've ever met, right? I so desire for you to be the majority in your community. If you were the majority in your community, we wouldn't be having these discussions. It wouldn't even be a discussion. Reparations would have been paid already. We would have got all the laws equal. Everything would have been fair. America would be like in a better position like right now because of people like yourself, right? But let's call it what it is. In your community, if you step out and speak up, you're ostracized in your community. Do you know there are thousands of good white people in this country who were put on a rope in a tree by the same people that say they love their people, like the Klan. Why? Because they call people like you, N-word lovers. Why? Because you say, hey, that's not right. It don't mean you love anybody. You say, hey, that's not right. Don't bomb somebody's church. Hey, that's not right. You don't do that to that woman. Hey, that's not right. Don't do that to that man. They didn't deserve that. They're human beings. They, hey, we go to church. We're supposed to be Christians. What are you doing? They turned on you. Let me say something about to the rest of you who may be watching, maybe the good ones, right? Why they don't erect statues of the good white people in history? There have been plenty of white people that have done good things in history in this country, like John Brown. Why don't they celebrate John Brown Day in this country? Why they got to bring up Columbus, a savage that went back to Spain in chains? Because of the horrible things that he was doing, they came, arrested Columbus, and brought his behind back to Spain as a prisoner. Why are you celebrating that savage, but don't celebrate John Brown? I'm just asking a question, right? Why don't you celebrate people like him? Why don't you find, and they know all of them in history, all of the white people who fought for freedom, fought for rights, who are good white people. Why don't you erect statues to them, give them days, and say, hey, this white person right here, he did this, she did that. No, they want to put up statues of Robert E. Lee. Not of the good white people who did good things in America. Or maybe did good things throughout the world. No. They don't want to honor those white people. See, in your culture, I'm talking about to the good people, in your culture, they honor degenerates, not saints. They honor pedos. They honor terrorists, not freedom fighters who are white in this country. They don't even teach. They don't even teach the good white people who did beautiful and awesome things to help out on the Underground Railroad, those who actually truly stood up. What about the white man that helped the black people escape in Rosewood to get to the trains? There was only one white man that lived in that town, and he helped black people get to the trains to escape the terrorism. Why don't you ever talk about that white man and say, hey, this white man will help black people get to freedom from terrorism? They never honor those white people. Because it's unfortunate, but in your culture, those white people can't be talked about. No matter how great those white people were, they want to honor degenerates, terrorists, people who are oppressive. Look at what the culture wants to support. Police taking the lives of people, and they can get away with it. They want to honor Kyle Rittenhouse. They want to honor Shiloh Hendricks. This is who they want to honor. Not the good white people that's even living today in America. They don't want to talk about those good white people. If you help black people, you're on the outs. They're going to cast you out because it's not part of the culture. So when you hear me talking about these things, you're not the people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you. You may be the great person, and I break bread with you. You got this one gentleman that sent me a message. He's a white gentleman. He's been watching me ever since the beginning. Good guy. Right? But unfortunately, I wish the millions upon millions in your community was like him. So what do? Not address the majority or only focus on the minority? I'm sorry, we got to focus on the majority. Now, if that majority was to switch to you, then hey, we ain't got nothing to talk about. That's the minority. We ain't got nothing to say about them too much. No, they're not running nothing, right? You say they celebrate, you say the Sambo that alerted them about John Brown. Yeah. See, that kind of stuff, right? They don't never want to talk about the good white people that did good things in America. They never want to talk about them. It would take a black person, probably 9 times out of 10, to do documentaries, if they wanted to, on the good white people who actually help fight and do the right thing for black people too, right? Because they don't want you to know about these white people. They ghost. Now, let's get back to this lady here who's part of the majority. This lady is trying to steal a term, culture appropriate a term. That has nothing to do with her. And then she was saying about the twerking, the ratchetness, all of that. Let me let you know something, folks. You created the ratchetness. You created the ghetto. You created that. You created that by redlining. See, it wouldn't be no such thing as a ghetto if you didn't create it. Because let's call it what it is. My people came out of slavery. Nobody was being ratchet. Nobody was twerking. Nobody was doing anything. My people was building towns, not neighborhoods, towns. My people were married. My people was working together, going to church, doing business together, doing everything right. And every time my people did the right thing, nobody was twerking, you go bomb it and destroy it. Were they twerking in Rosewood? No. The town that was over there that y'all destroyed and put a lake over it, Lake Lanier right now. Were they over there twerking and being ghetto? No. Every time black people do the right thing, here you come destroying it. Then you create conditions to create the ghetto by redlining. You deprive black people of jobs, resources, and all kind of other things. But then you mad if they're ghetto or twerking? And okay, if they are ghetto, okay, if they are fighting on Carnival cruise ships, what are you gonna do about it? That's the question. What are you gonna do with black people in America? What do you plan on doing? You say you're tired. Okay, you're tired. When I'm tired of something, I do something about it, right? So what is your plan for black people? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? And if somebody is so-called ghetto or ratchet, that's their business. And just because a person is so-called ghetto or ratchet doesn't mean they're a bad person. Let me tell you something, and I'm keeping it 100. You know the people that I met, they got usually the biggest hearts and so down for you, it's the so-called ratchet people. You know the ones who a lot of times I've met that just straight ugly? It's them so-called educated people, part of the boule, got money. They think they better than everybody. Look down on people. They literally become like you in the mind. They join your community in their mind. They may look black, but they white in the mind. They look down on their own people. They think they better. But them so-called ghetto people, so-called ratchet people, they'll fight for you. They give you a shirt off their back. They down for you. Not every person in so-called ghetto is bad people. They're not. You got good and bad in every community. Okay, if black people go on Carnival cruise and have a good time, so what? You don't have to go on Carnival. You can go on any other cruise ship. You don't have to be on Carnival. But yet all you do is, this is what y'all like to do. Oh, let's go see what the blacks are doing. That's what you do because you have no life. There's plenty of things you can go find out what's going on in your community, but you want to say, let's go see what the black people are doing. I've heard y'all literally say that. Let's go see what black people are doing. You literally go look for black people to complain. Like I know, listen, I get it. We are interesting people though. I have to think about it. Traditionally, it's boring, man. I don't tell you. It's like I said, when there's no seasoning, it's boring. But y'all check this out. They don't go look for Hispanics. You notice that? They don't go looking for Hispanics and what Hispanics are doing. Hispanics got the same issues going on. Hispanics got people being ratchet and ghetto too. They don't go look for Hispanics. Asians got their ratchet side too and ghetto side. They do. Asians have that. They don't go look for Asians. They're going to look for Arabs. They don't look for nobody. They always looking for us. Always thinking about us. I'm tired of black people. I'm tired of black people. Black people, black people, black people. You do know there's many other races that live in this country besides black people, right? Right? Why can you go obsess over them? Well, look, go talk to the Asians. How about that? Go watch what the Asians produce. Go on Asians TikTok, Asians YouTube. Go just bother Asians. Can we get a break from y'all? Like, seriously, can we get a break? Like, if y'all tired of us, listen, one way you can get away from us is just don't watch us. When I don't watch a person, I don't even know what they're doing. When I don't go looking for a person, I don't know what they're doing. So stop watching us. Stop. Just anytime we come on the screen, turn it off. Don't engage us. Don't show up to our restaurants. Don't show up to our lounges or nightclubs. Don't show up to nothing, because I'm trying to help you get black people out your system, and then go where the Asians are at. Okay, go over there with them, because every establishment I go to that's black, you're there. You're there. It don't matter what it is. You're in there. I went to that nice restaurant called Confessions in Houston. Not last week, but the week ago. Me and my wife had a date night. Everybody in there black, having a good time. They see some Hispanics come in, but guess who start coming in too? Becky and them, in the midst of the majority. And it's a black owned spot, but Becky and them show up. It's like I can look at the watch and say, oh, they coming. I was in Trill Burgers the other week. Black spot, obviously Trill Burger. I look up, the folks coming right on in. Like, y'all do not stay away from us. So all that mess about y'all can't stay away from us. That's really what it is. Well, what's wrong with white people getting good food? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is the problem. You have so much anti-black racism, but then you show up and then people start looking at you like, okay, what you got going on? Then you want to get mad that people looking at you kind of sideways sometime. Like, do you understand why they're looking at you? Y'all say all this stuff about us. I'm not saying all of you do. I'm not saying that. But the majority says all this stuff about us. The media says things about us, right? And then when you show up, then sometimes people looking at you like, looking at you up and down like, what you got going on? I mean, can you kind of blame black people though? That's also a protection mechanism for us, because when y'all sitting up here talking about, I'm tired of black people, I got black fatigue, and you just making it all wrong, and you hearing this discourse about giving Shiloh Hendricks almost $1 million for saying, the N-word with the hard R and all of this, and then you go show up in a black spot, of course black people gonna look at you like, what you here doing? Infiltrating? It just doesn't be positive a lot of times. Then the snow bunny showing up in black spots, and every time we look up, something going on. Prime example, Lil Wayne. Let's talk about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne had a snow bunny. I don't know what happened, but Lil Wayne on Mother's Day put the snow bunny out with her daughter. I don't know why Lil Wayne did that. And immediately this woman saying, oh, he was abusive to me. I said, oh, here we go. Brothers, it don't end well. Maybe she did something for Wayne to put her out. I don't even know. But all of a sudden, Lil Wayne was abusive now. I said, oh, boy. I know Tony Buzz be calling her right now. Like, oh, hey, how much he was abused to you? Is it $50 million worth of abuse? When y'all brothers are going to learn? Y'all going to keep learning the hard way. And I don't feel bad if you learn the hard way either. Because don't y'all learn by now that if you break up with them, it's going to end bad. Even if they done you something, whatever, it's going to end bad. And they all doing that now. Break up with them, they get mad at you. He abused me. And like no evidence, no police report, no nothing. He just abused me. He psychologically, he made me do this. Like, where's your evidence that he made you do anything? Oh, well, hey, she's white and she say so. So, hey, Lil Wayne, lawsuit. Let's see if that goes anywhere. But that's quite foul, don't you think? The man put you out for whatever the reason. I don't know. But you gonna immediately say he was abusive to you? Well, why didn't you leave him? If he was abusing you the first time he did it, you should have been out of there. Why would you subject yourself and your daughter to anybody abusive if that's what he truly was? Why would you all of a sudden now you're talking about abuse as a man put you out of his spot? That's the stuff we're talking about. But because of her skin color, she can get away with that. Because most people will say, well, if a man put hands on you, call the police and leave. Don't you stay there. That man can take your life. But y'all brothers gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Yep, like Kevin said, time to pay up, Wayne. Yeah, I guess Lil Wayne's smart. If he don't want no problems, he just need to go ahead on and buy her a condo. Look, I'm just gonna keep it player on this one. Wayne, if you don't want no problems, bro, go ahead and you got it. Go ahead and buy her a condo, man. Just buy her a condo. Give her a car. Go ahead and buy her a car or whatever. Put it in her name, bro, and just make her sign the NDA after that. Say, look, you can't speak on me. You can't speak on our relationship. You can't do no interviews about me, like whatever. Like, I'm gonna give you a condo and this car. I may give you some little money in your back pocket, whatever. I'm not saying I did anything, but I'm just trying to have a clean break with you. Cause that stunt you pull, I'd rather go ahead and do that and make you sign the NDA after that. And that way I ain't worrying with you no more. You got a place to stay. You got a car. Put a little money in your pocket. Look, when you got millions of dollars, you could, well, what's a condo, right? I'd rather pay for the condo and everything else and get that. The main thing is for me to get that NDA signed, okay? Get that NDA signed, and that way we good, okay? Because boy, Wayne, you better. I'm telling you, Wayne, break bread with the property. Well, I agree with you. They didn't make laws about that stuff they're doing, but if they make laws, then they can't trap black men. So no, they gonna keep doing it. Yeah, them brothers gonna learn. I'm telling you, them brothers are going to learn. Them brothers, and I think all this is happening for a reason too. All this, they keep doing this to these brothers. I'm thinking God is talking to y'all. I'm thinking God is telling y'all stay away from those women. And sometimes you don't know until you keep seeing it over and over and over. I'm a kind of person. I look at patterns. If I keep seeing the same thing happen to people over and over and over and over and over, and I keep seeing the same people doing the exact same thing in different locations, not the same individual, but different locations. Like, look at Bill Cosby. Okay. Look at him. Look at what they did to him. They even put Bill Cosby in jail being blind. Okay. Pick one. Pick a brother. What would they end up doing? First they get you on civil, then the next they're going to have you in criminal. Then some people, what they try to do because they want to defend it, well, look at Mike Tyson and he went to jail. Look at Tupac. They wasn't white. Look at this one. They always go use one-offs, not the norm, but the one-offs of a situation with a black woman. And those black women didn't come out and said, oh, I want a $50 million lawsuit and then find nothing criminal. At least those black women, when they did do that, they filed something criminal. I'm just saying. Now, Tupac, in his case, he shouldn't have went to jail. He shouldn't have. But they was after Tupac regardless. Yeah, you're right. They're after Smokey Robinson right now, too. Say the immigrant women claim that he violated them and all this other stuff. Right, claiming, oh, I was worried about my immigration status. I was worried about this. I was worried about that. And I'm just shaking my head. I'm shaking my head. I don't know what happened with that, if that happened, didn't happen, if that was consensual, and somebody didn't get a bag that thought they would get out of it. Because what happens with a lot of them situations is the women will do something with these men and they thinking, oh, well, you know, can you help me? Can you give me a raise? Can you do this? Can you do that? And the man like, nah, I ain't giving you nothing. You know, oh, you won't? Okay. All right. Well, he did this to me. You know what I'm saying? All these years, you never heard nothing bad about Smokey Robinson. You ain't heard nothing bad about this man all his life. Nobody heard nothing bad about this man. And you want to throw dirt on his name now and saying he just is this predator? Yeah, like y'all say, it's hot out in these streets. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and click this off of YouTube. I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit on the app. But appreciate y'all coming here. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. It's very, very important. But thank y'all for listening. And I'm gonna continue with y'all on the app real quick.